Hello friends, welcome to this new Photoshop tutorial. This is what you will be creating at the end of the lesson. Without wasting much time, let's get started. Create a new Photoshop document using these settings. Add a new solid color layer from the new Fill Layer button. Change the color to a little pale black color. You can set yours exactly as mine by using this color code. Make sure that the foreground color is set to black and create a new gradient fill layer. Set the gradient's angle to 39.81. After that, click on the dither checkbox to reduce the lines created at the edges of the gradient. Adjust the scale of the gradient to around 200 and click on OK. Now select the two background layers and group them. Rename the group as background. It is always advisable to have your layers organized for easy navigation. Let's go ahead and create some shapes to make the background lively. Select a rounded rectangle from the Tools menu and set the radius of the edges to 60 pixels. Click and drag on any empty space to draw the first rectangle. Change the color of the rectangle to a gray color and click on OK. Now we're going to create additional rounded rectangles. Click and drag once again to draw the rectangles. Take note, the rectangles must be of different sizes. Select all the rectangle layers and group them. Rename the group as rounded rectangles. Press Ctrl and T on your keyboard to transform the group. Move the mouse pointer to the corner and click and drag to rotate. Drag them downwards until only a small portion shows. Reduce the opacity a bit to make them appear subtle. While pressing the Alt key on your keyboard, click and drag on the rectangles to duplicate them. Adjust the positions of the newly duplicated rectangles a bit. Now let's add some circles to the background. Select the ellipse tool and click and drag on any empty space to draw your circle. To get a perfect circle, make sure to press and hold the Shift key while drawing. Change the color of the circle to yellow for now. We might make some changes later on. Create a layer mask on the circle's layer and select the brush tool. We're going to create strips of lines effect by erasing some parts of the circle. Make sure that your foreground color is set to black because black hides parts of the object when painted on the layer mask. Start painting vertical lines on the circle by pressing and holding Shift while clicking and dragging. Take note that the painting is being done on the layer mask, not the actual layer. After you're done with that, drag the circle to the left side and reduce the size by pressing Ctrl and T. Press Ctrl and T once again to rotate the circle. Duplicate the circle by pressing the Alt key while clicking and dragging on the circle. Press Ctrl and T to reduce the size once again. Make many copies of the circle by pressing the Alt key and clicking and dragging to any position. You can position them anywhere you see fit on the background. After that, select all the circle layers and group them. Rename the group as circles and reduce the opacity a bit. Now create a new group and rename it as image. Let's go ahead and bring in our image by heading over to File and clicking on Place Embedded. Reduce the size by dragging the anchor point. Click and drag the images layer into the image group. After that, add a layer mask to the images layer. What we're going to do now is to clean some parts of the image. Select the brush tool and make sure that your foreground color is set to black. Once you are all set, start cleaning the unwanted portions from the image. If the video's speed at this moment is too much, you can slow it down by adjusting the playback speed of the YouTube player. To get straight edges, press the Shift key while painting. The image is already looking good. Let's add our text to the design by creating a new group. Create the group and rename it as text. Select the Type tool and click on an empty space to add the caption. What I'm typing cannot be seen because my font's color is black, but I will change it in a moment. The font I used is called Montserrat, and it can be downloaded from the link in the description. Increase the font size and change the style to black. Let's set the color of the font to yellow for now. You can take the text orientation a bit further by skewing it to the left. This can be done using the skew option from the transform menu. Now go ahead and add the other texts. Let's drag the bottom rectangles a little downward to give room for the other texts. Select the two text layers and reduce their size. Select the Type tool once again and click and drag below the captions to add a text box. The text box is where we're going to add the subtexts. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to paste Photoshop's dummy text inside the text box. But you can input any additional information you have instead of the dummy text. Adjust the text settings according to your preferences. Keep on adding all the important information to the design. Select the two rectangle groups together and put them into one group by pressing Ctrl and G. Rename the new group as rectangles. Adjust the color of the rectangles by creating a new color fill layer on top of the rectangle group. Press the Alt key and click in between the color fill and rectangle groups layer to create a clipping mask. Double-click on the color fill layer's thumbnail and adjust the color until you get a perfect fit. You can keep on adjusting the positions and sizes of the elements or leave them as they are. Let's add the final text to the design. The design is almost done, but you can take things further by adjusting the colors and adding a few extra shapes. You can slow down the playback speed of the video if it is too fast. Create a new group and rename it as Logo. Now let's go ahead and add the logo. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to type your logo. If you have a logo, you can place it at position where I type the logo text. You can go ahead and change the font's color or leave it just like that. This brings us to the end of this lesson. For more graphic design tutorials, don't forget to subscribe and give us a like. See you in our next video.